Good afternoon, everyone. Wow, do we have a special one for you. This is a 1996 Jeep Cherokee Country Edition. This is a one-owner, Carfax certified guarantee truck, 100% loaded with every single factory option, 100% original, a one-owner truck out of North Carolina with over 100 service records on the Carfax report. I'm the owner of the company, Jonathan Davis. I've been buying, restoring, building, and selling XJs for over 15 years. I've come across literally thousands of XJs, some that I've worked on and sold, some that I didn't, but I had the opportunity to buy. My point is, I have perhaps some of the most experience with XJs out of anyone in the country, and this service history, this general history, the condition, this is one of the most just amazing Cherokees that I've ever come across, bar none. There's a lot of reasons why I say that. This is going to be a very long video. There's not one thing in particular about this XJ that makes it extraordinary over anything else. It's everything. We're gonna have a full exterior section of this video, a full interior, a full undercarriage video, a full drivability. So make sure to check out this entire video. It's gonna be long, it's gonna be well worth it. Let's check out the history of this Jeep first and foremost.
Hey guys, I want to go over the history of this XJ. I feel that the value in these XJs, there's many variables, condition, age, mileage, history is becoming more and more important as they're becoming very sought after, collectible, and the values are going to continue to increase. So history is so important on these, and out of my 15 plus years of buying, restoring, selling, servicing these XJs, I've never seen a service history or a service in general that can compete with this particular XJ. Now, the mileage is, as advertised, 160,000 miles. However, the service history, the documentation is absolutely incredible, and the condition is beyond parallel to the service. So first and foremost, full build sheet. This is the original one. You can pause the video at any time just to go ahead and glance over it. We also have the original window sticker. It's a very highly optioned country. It is a ABS truck as well. If you look at all the packages that it has, trailer tow group, which is a very nice package on there. Select track, full-time four-wheel drive. We have both keys, both factory keyless entries. We have all your books and manuals. The Carfax report is, I have bought thousands of vehicles, both wholesale and retail, and I've never seen a Carfax report show like this. It's got 101 service records on the actual report. It's over 20 pages in length. We'll have the rest on the video. The only thing to even put a hiccup on this, in 2013, he did have a accident, if you want to call it that, in a parking lot where he backed into a car, caused no damage on his. It broke the rear right taillight, caused a little bit of damage on the other vehicle. That is why the police report was done. However, we have the records a week and a half or 2 weeks later that just the taillight was replaced. There was no paint work done, no body work, anything at that time. These are all personal records that are in addition to the 101 service records on here. There was a lot of services that the previous owner did himself. A lot of this, if you, and I'll put most of this in the actual listing, but you'll see waxes that are, and this is throughout the course of its life, but there are Waxes, as you just take a look at this random, 125,000 miles, 126,000 miles, 127,000 miles. And on average, it was waxed. I mean, these are a little close to one another. But if you take a look at this one, 87,000 miles, 90,000 miles, 93,000 miles. So about every oil change, sometimes even more, a full wax was done on the vehicle. And there's all sorts of, you know, rear main seals. As you take a look here, wax, rear main seal, transfer case seal at 130. It was then waxed again. I mean, the ownership of this Cherokee, and let me just quick go over how we received the Jeep. Got a phone call from the owner that knew about us. Obviously, he's a big Cherokee fan. He bought this brand new. He's a 70-year-old gentleman out of North Carolina. Called me personally on the Jeep, said he didn't want to deal with the general public. He knew that we would respect what the Jeep was, we would know its value, and he wanted us to buy it. So I personally drove down to his house in North Carolina, met him. Everything about this guy was top notch. The way he kept all of his vehicles, and this Cherokee was garage kept since day one. His garage, you could eat off the floors. Same thing, his yard was impeccable. And as you see, just perfect service history on this Jeep. So we'll make sure to include as much of the detailed information on the servicing on the listing so you can really see how well this thing was serviced. Drivability, we're going to have a part of the video that shows the drivability. The Jeep drives like a brand new Jeep, nearly looks like a brand new Jeep, and it was absolutely owned by the right guy. We have the title as well. So that is the service and history of the Jeep.
Now, as you guys see, that service history and the overall ownership history of this Cherokee is second to none. I want to get into the exterior. I'm going to do a full walk around so you can get an overall idea of the condition, and then we're going to do some close-ups on every single panel on this XJ. We are on a slight slope on this section of our parking lot, so it's not that the Jeep is sitting low in the back, it's just a natural slope. The exterior of this XJ is just simply stunning. It really is. I can't stress enough, the previous and only owner, I spent 2 hours with him at his house in North Carolina, and did so by choice. It was just great to speak to someone with the love for the XJ, the appreciation. He was very adamant about my company buying the XJ from him, and the attention to detail that he expressed to me that he put into this truck is just, it was almost an honor to buy the truck from him. I'm pretty much, I classify myself as an OCD guy. There's levels to it. This guy, bless his soul, he had the time to put more attention into his vehicles than I do mine. But it was just amazing to see the care over the complete life and ownership of this Jeep. He has personal records of all the washes, the waxes. This Jeep was literally waxed, I mean, probably over 150 times during its ownership. The waxes took place sometimes between 700 and 800 miles from each other, mostly for time duration as opposed to anything else. The Jeep was always garage kept. It's one of the reasons he was actually selling the Jeep, is he just bought a brand new vehicle and he wasn't going to have any of his vehicles sit outside. Now, I personally have sold a number of XJs with less than 50,000 miles. I've sold them with 9,000 miles. I currently have a 4,000 mile Cherokee that's not up for sale. I've sold numerous Cherokees with even less than 15,000 miles. The condition of this Cherokee, even considering the mileage, is one of the most impressive condition Cherokees I have ever seen. Everything you're looking at on this Cherokee is original. The body's original, the decals are original, the emblems are original, the bumpers are original, the front grille is original, the headlights are not original, the wheels are original, the tires obviously are not original, and we're going to do some really close-ups. On a ton of our videos, I always mention what we do reconditioning wise, paint correction, da-da-da-da. We literally got this Jeep back. We only did a wash because I had it on my trailer and it, went up the highway for about 4 hours. We did a wash and that's it. We haven't waxed it. We haven't paint corrected it. We're not going to. It doesn't need it. And this is a handful of times I've ever bought a vehicle and put it online without doing any reconditioning. And the ones that I have done that have been newer vehicles with a couple hundred miles on them. Original door handles, original factory pinstriping, all original cladding at the bottom. Check out these wheels. These wheels are absolutely notorious for having corrosion and all sorts of wear issues. Tires have 500 miles on them. All the glass besides the front windshield is the factory glass, all with the stamping on every single glass. Hard to see as it is tinted. Check out these belt moldings. No dry rotting, no cracking, no discoloration. Same thing with the seals in between the body panel and the handle. Usually those are gone or cracked really bad due to dry rotting. Check out that hood. If I have to nitpick on this, your front header panel has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rock chips on it. That's factory paint. We're not painting that. We're leaving that the way it is. Another thing to nitpick on this is the front. You can see this light is absolutely perfect. This light does have a little bit of condensation in it. It's factory, it's original. We're gonna leave it like that. That's a factory bezel. That's a factory grille. This chrome bumper is also factory. There's no pitting, there's no rust. It's absolutely perfect. If you look up very close, and you can see there's a little bit of wear in between the actual pinstriping, which is part of the pinstriping, but that just shows it's original. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that, especially on a 30-year-old pinstripe. That's all original though. Base to the antenna's original, great condition. Mirrors are original. Rocker panels are flawless. The undercarriage, which we'll get into, is also flawless. Since there's not a single dent or ding on the body, I asked him if he ever got any PDR work or anything like that. He said there's been 0 PDR work on the truck. Bumper caps, color match cladding, flares. I mean, they're beautiful. If the odometer on this truck showed 10,000 miles, you would absolutely believe it. Also want you guys to check out the rain gutters up here going all the way down. There's no paint missing. Usually there is because water will build up in there, but since it was garage kept, these rails we often strip down and repaint because they fade. We did not do that. All the black on this is factory black. We have not painted it. You got a little bit coming off right there. These roofs also take a beating in the sun if they're left out. Not this one. Also the top of this gate usually has some issues as well. The right tailgate is not original. However, it is a factory tailgate, or excuse me, tail light. In 2013, he did back up into a lady in a parking lot, caused a tiny bit of damage on her vehicle. That's why the insurance got involved. This was the only thing that was replaced, and you can tell it's a Mopar factory replacement. Chrome rear bumper is original, and it is literally perfect. When speaking to him about his waxing, obviously we have a professional reconditioning department here. I asked him sort of his process and everything, and over the years as different waxes came out, he sort of changed with times, but he said that he would wax the glass, he would wax pretty much every single thing. He even has services that he did himself, documented waxing the wheels, and that's one of the reasons these chrome bumpers look the way they do. I mean, they're literally, they look like they've been replaced. They have not. Original Jeep emblem. It does have a factory tow package, which is going to give you the upgraded radiator and the upgraded tranny cooler as well. That's all factory. Very sought after package. Rear glass too. Let me show you guys that. That is all original. All of the defrost lines are perfect. All the glass on this side is also original. Moving on to the engine bay and interior. The PCM has been reprogrammed with the recall as well. Shock tower is absolutely perfect. If you just take note of all the lines, ABS system, everything is 100% perfect. Every single service performed on this Jeep, every part was a Mopar part, whether it's spark plugs, brakes, every single item on this, anything that has been replaced down to the radiator is factory Mopar. Take a look at the plugs and wires, Mopar as well. 0 leaks. This is one of the few XJs that we've ever got in that we didn't have to replace either the valve cover, the oil pan, rear main seal. There's no leaks whatsoever on this entire Jeep. All original body panels as well. Even the battery is a Mopar battery. All the wood grain is perfect. All the inserts absolutely perfect as well. Look at that carpet. We have not cleaned it, have not touched it. Speaker grill's perfect. Once again, please note the carpet. Top of the steering wheel and the entire steering wheel for that matter, no worn spots whatsoever. That is a factory floor mat. No scuffs. All the screws are still in place without the inserts being broken off. No scuffs. Carpet, once again, we haven't scrubbed it, haven't touched it. It's just perfect. Rear cover, full spare, never removed. Factory cargo liner, carpet underneath, literally brand new. All your hooks are in place. Check out how clean that cluster is. Go ahead and get the heat going. Steering wheel is absolutely perfect. One thing that I want you guys to note is that oil pressure. One of the most important vitals of a 4.0 engine, really any engine. We're idling. We're pretty much at full temperature. And you have beyond perfect, we'll say perfect, oil pressure. We have Cherokees coming in here with sub 30,000 miles that don't have oil pressure like that. Hard on the brakes, very smooth. No steering of the wheel, or excuse me, no shaking of the wheel. So we are in two-wheel drive. We'll go ahead and engage it in part-time, and as you see by the dash, it instantly engaged. And as I turn on the concrete, I can feel it engaging. Go ahead and put it into full-time. As you see, it instantly recognizes full-time. Still locked in. Go ahead and go back to part-time. As you see, instantly transfers in. Go ahead and engage it into neutral. I'm in reverse, revving it. It's in neutral as it should be. We will put it back into two-wheel drive, and it instantly disengages.